All right, fellow mech warriors, we've got some incoming requests here with regard to light, medium, heavy, and assault mechs. Best and worst. Now, this is a very charged subject because all of us in Battletech, we have our favorite mechs, our sacred mechs. Some are really good, some not so good, but for whatever reason, you're connecting with them. And of course, really, any mech is better than being part of the dispossessed. But I'm trying to look at general tactics on the table. Obviously, in terms of light mechs, if it's a pure recon mission, make it from one side of the gaming table to the other, that's easy. Just look at really fast-moving mechs. I want to approach this from a neutral standpoint. You're going into a mission, you're part of a lance, you have one light mech to select. You really don't know what you're going to face. You really don't know what the mission's going to be. So that's going to be the kind of parameters for the light, medium, heavy, and assault. This podcast, this vlog, we're going to look at light mechs on there. To further complicate things, obviously, battle value is important. It's not quite fair to say that one of the heavier end light mechs is potentially better or worse than the lower end tonnage light mechs on there. But we have to kind of balance it out. My vote for the best light mech. And then, of course, I'm going to turn it over to the comments for you guys and get some feedback, get some opinions, get some ideas that I'm totally going to borrow for that next game against the clans. Inner Sphere light mechs right now. We'll get to the clans. The Jenner. That's my vote for best mech. Every time I've played a Jenner, every time I have faced a Jenner, it feels like I'm facing a medium mech. The armor is pretty good for a light mech, but the armor combined with the speed means it's harder to hit, and when you do hit, it's not as often, so it can absorb it. It just feels like it has a lot more armor than what's on that sheet, almost to the point where I'm like, I got to double check that sheet. Weaponry, stock, all those medium lasers and the short-range missile, it has better weapons than some medium mechs that are out there. All for a very, very reasonable battle value. So I would say the Jenner, granted it lacks arms, slight disadvantage, because I said we don't really know what the mission is, but everything else, absolutely, I feel like you can never go wrong selecting a Jenner. All right, worst mech. And again, I know there are some of you out there that my selection here, you're going to be like, Fritz, absolutely wrong. If that's the case, absolutely. An example, I love playing the Thorn. If you think the Thorn is garbage, sound off on it. Stinger. I want to love the Stinger. I want to love it because it's like the re-seen, unseen, re-seen type thing. Just, I would love to be a Stinger mech warrior on there. But a medium laser stock and some machine guns, that's called a Locust with Locust speed and Locust battle value on there. Okay, I do have jump jets, and there is an argument saying that one should never take a light mech without jump jets. But if that light mech can move really, really fast, tactically on the table, if you have to do elevations and things that are going to eat up movement points, you have enough of a surplus to do that. Unless it's very, very focused city tech, city fighting, where you run down that street and now you're boxed in, yes, then it's nice to have jump jets on there. So the Locust doesn't quite have jump jets, but the Stinger just feels like I'm not really sure what it's supposed to be doing. And I have 2 Stinger models, and I regularly play them, and I have a lot of fun playing them on the tabletop. Again, any mech is better than no mech. But in exploring the hardcore tactics, if based on the speed, I feel like, you know what, I can go in on a Valkyrie and get some really, really surprising punch. Or maybe if I could upgrade it and keep the speed and keep the armor, but give it the range and bite of a large laser on there. Just a lot of better, in my opinion, light mechs. So your opinion, best light mech, worst light mech?